Denise, welcome and hello to all of our Instagram, all of our Instagram followers who've just joined us live, and hi to everyone on the Zoom call as well who's joined us. If you're not already getting the invites for the Zoom call, you can jump on our bio in Instagram and click through the link so that you can join up. But a big hello to Denise for joining us. Thank you so much for making the time.
Oh my God, thank you.
How's working from home life going for you?
You know what? I've worked from home for 10 years now and I love it. And I love being by myself and all of those things. But guess what? I've got 3 kids and a dog and my husband and everyone else here in my little space. So that makes it much, much harder.
Yeah.
But apart from that, my life hasn't changed that much.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm seeing a lot of people freak out about being at home and figuring out what to do with their money and having lots of awkward money conversations at the moment. And my heart goes out to everybody, but don't worry, we can all be calm and chill and get through this together.
Yes, I completely agree. And I'm just going to see if we can, sorry, we're just having technical difficulty with Instagram Live. I'm going to see if I can add you in again. We seem to have lost the connection there. It could be.
Okay. Let me see if I can do it on a different thing.
With all of us online. But we're going to be
totally.
We've got a 15-minute window, so we're going to be chatting with Denise about money mindset. She's got an amazing book, which is called Get Rich Lucky Bitch, which one of my coaches suggested I read, actually, Denise. And it's been,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I've really enjoyed it. So I'm excited for you to kind of talk everyone through the key lessons from your book. So if I can add you into Instagram Live.
Yeah, let me see if I can try and do it on my other...
Someone else is talking about The Chillpreneur, which I have to admit, I've not read that book yet. But that's on the list as well. So if you haven't read it, let me pull, while we're getting the Instagram Live sorted, this is...
Let's see if I can try and find it.
Yeah. That's what the cover looks like. It's got a photo of Denise on the cover. And it is called Get Rich Lucky Bitch. And I read it on my Kindle, so you can like highlight passages as you go through. And there's a lot of highlighting going on today. So
I love a good highlighted book. I love it. My
book.
Events when people show me that. It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Okay, let's see. Let me let you add into the live.
Okay. I think when I was trying to add in, because I'm doing it both on my phone,
it might not like it. Okay, let's try once more. And if it doesn't work, we can do a live a little later.
Yeah.
So for 2 minutes, Instagram Live followers and Zoom followers, we should be ready to go in 30 seconds.
Yeah, cool. All right. Trying to see your live.
Good morning.
Here.
We're about to go live with Denise.
See that.
Oh, okay, there we go. So that's the...
Yeah, I just can't seem to get into the live bit here. Yeah, sorry, it's not working on my side.
Okay, that's cool.
It doesn't seem I can do it on both of my phone and Zoom at the same time.
That's cool. The Instagram Live followers are saying they can hear you, so it's all good. So
that's great.
We can just chat. So Denise, I guess, like, what are your, for people who don't know you, do you want to kind of just give us the tweet size cliff notes on like, what's your jam and like, how do you help people?
Sure. So my one kind of tagline is to help people make money and change the world.
Okay.
And this is really, really important, especially for women. When we have money in the hands of more women, it's been proven that we spend it in ways that really enrich our communities and raise the GDP of our countries, and really we can change the world with that. So that's the big picture for what I do. The going down into the micro means that I help people with their fear of money, with their fear of having money conversations, with fear of charging people, of charging enough, and to really give women the courage to use money to live a first-class life, whatever that means for you. So I do that through my books and through my courses and my money boot camp, which is my money community.
And so I, as I said, one of my coaches suggested that I read your book, and I found it really interesting. And I thought that I was pretty good with money, I have to say, but the book has been really interesting for me because it's given me some advice. Like, for example, one of the things that Denise talks about is that you should write down every time you receive money, you should write it down. So like, if you find $2 on the street, or if someone sends you $200 for a birthday present, like you should write that down. Can you talk a little bit, Denise, about why that's important from a psychological perspective?
Totally. What I find, especially for entrepreneurs, is that we compartmentalize our money and we judge money, right? So we say, well, this is real and valid, and this is not real and valid. Now, a really perfect example is someone who might be a new entrepreneur and your partner has a corporate job. So you might think, well, their money is real and my money is not real. You might think that different categories of what you offer is real and not real. So if something comes really easily to you, you might think, well, that's not real money, or I really shouldn't charge a lot for that because it comes so easily to me. Some people feel like PayPal is not real money.
Right.
Or you might receive cash for something that you do and you kind of think that that's not real money. So here's what that does. First of all, it doesn't give you a true picture of how much you're capable of receiving. And some people, when they start to do that, they realize that they're much more abundant than they thought they were. So I've had people who've said to me, my goal is 6 figures. Why aren't I hitting it? And so it's like, well, let's go and track your money. And then they go, oh, actually, I am at 6 figures. I just hadn't quite realized it. Or realizing that they have been, it's like being in a relationship where your friend ignores you or treats you badly.
Right.
That's what we do with money sometimes. We go, well, you're gross and dirty and you don't count. And so from a manifesting point of view, why would we manifest more? Why would we attract more when we're treating money so badly in our lives?
Interesting. And so can you talk a little bit, for people that are dialing in today, a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people have home. A lot of people have been asked to take pay cuts. So I think there's probably a lot of people right now who are watching who are a little bit stressed out about money and who maybe are not in their best money mindset at the moment. What is your advice for people who are kind of perhaps a little bit fearful or kind of stressed right now when it comes to cash flow and money?
Totally. And I don't want to discount any of that. I think sometimes manifesting work or personal development work can feel really trite and superficial at times like this. And so, like even the work that I do, it doesn't necessarily get your job back. It doesn't necessarily solve all the problems. What it can do, however, is calm your nervous system down.
Right.
So you feel like then your brain can come up with the ideas, because so many people listening, you have got so much creativity, you have got so many, you can come up with solutions. But when you're in this space, even the idea of calling your bank to ask for an extension feels way too much. Or sending an invoice out to a client feels way too much. Or someone actually says to you, hang on, I need your help in blah, blah, blah. Can you send me an invoice? That feels like way too much. So at the moment, if all you're focusing on is survival, then it's more important than ever to calm down your nervous system so you don't get stuck in that fight or flight response. And one thing that's really helpful is affirmations, which again sounds really trite at times like this, but they can be amazing. And it could be a really simple one. And I want everyone to do this with me now. Put your hand on your heart, which is really comforting and grounding to touch yourself, and take a deep breath. And it might be the first deep breath you've taken all day. And just say, all is well.
All is well. Saying it, doesn't it?
It does. And the first couple times you say, you go, Denise, this is fucking not all well. Like everything is a disaster. Yeah. And then you have to go back again, because each time you do that, you might go, you know what? Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do that. Oh, maybe I can do that. And it's okay to be in the shit of it for a little while, to be honest, but that's not going to help you. It's not going to help you come up with any solutions. So if you can just try something really simple like that of all is well, then it'll give you a little bit more energy to take action on something that might help you.
That will help shift that mindset. And so if people can get from that kind of fight or flight mode into a more productive headspace, what do you think people should be doing from there? Like once they kind of see the opportunity and they can work out how to get through this hurdle, what do you think are the best next steps that people can kind of put into practice from there?
I think it totally depends on where people are at in, some people are employees, some
Yeah.
people have just started their business, some people, have big businesses with employees that they have to deal with. So, the action is so different for everybody. But I think there's a real pressure at the moment for people to be super productive right now. And one thing that can help is to write down all the things that you think you should be doing. And I would even suggest writing them in a couple of columns. So one could be now, things that you could do now, things you could do next, things you could do later, and things that you're probably never going to do, but you just need to get them out of your head. Because it's all of the shoulds at the moment that are keeping people awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. There's this pressure that we're all going to write the great American, a great Australian novel right now, or that we're going to learn to play the ukulele perfectly in quarantine. And the impression is that this is just a jolly holiday where, we're all finally getting that silence retreat that we've been wanting to do on our to-do list for 5 years. And so sometimes it's the uncertainty, it's the lack of clarity that's driving so many of us crazy. So get everything down on paper to get it out of your head. That's the most important thing. And then, you know what? I'm a path of least resistance girl. So if all you do each day is one thing on your to-do list, you could wake up and go, oh my God, there's so many things to do. You know what? The thing that would be the easiest for me at the moment would be to update my resume on LinkedIn. I could handle that. Then just do one thing. And then you work your way up on the list of anything, the thing that you can face doing the most out of everything, and don't beat yourself up. When people say you've got to eat that frog first, do the bad thing first. Yeah. I'm like the opposite. I'm like, I look at everything and go, cannot face all of those things. You know what? I can do this one little thing. It's like having a decoy to-do list.
Yeah.
So it's like you can procrastinate by doing something that's still useful, but not giving yourself the pressure that you're suddenly going to turn into this productive ninja. Because to be honest, a lot of people are feeling really bad right now and feeling really down.
And talk to me a little bit about the first chapter of your book, Get Rich Lucky Bitch, is called Becoming an Amazing Money Manifester. So for people who, I've got to be honest with you, I don't really consider myself like a woo-woo person. I'm open to kind of some of that stuff, but I don't kind of, but then actually when I read your book, a lot of what you say really makes a lot of sense to me. So can you kind of just debunk this idea of manifesting and whether it is woo-woo or whether it's practical? Can you just talk people through what that means in practice?
Oh, totally. This is my favorite thing to talk about. So I'm a Virgo. So I'm into astrology, but I'm also super practical.
Yeah.
And when I first found out about manifesting, I was like, but what do you do?
Yeah.
Tell me what do you do with that information? Because it felt so out of my reach I was like, oh, do I have to just be a really good person? Do I have to just meditate all the time and be perfect? And it didn't work for me. So I like looking at manifesting from the point of what does manifesting actually mean, right? What would be the dictionary definition? And it is to make real. To make real. That's all that manifesting means, is to make real. It doesn't mean that you have to chant naked under the full moon, which is pretty cool too. That'd be really fun, to be worthy of making things real in your life. And so by making things real, you can co-create that, which means that you have to take action too. But there's no doubt in my mind, when people have their mindset right, so they believe that they deserve the thing, they are taking action towards the thing. And I love some woo-woo practices. I love I don't think a dream board's super woo-woo, but a dream board or crystals or whatever. Yeah. If you want to think of it, placebo, to strengthen your belief that it's coming true. With all of those things in place and taking action, there's no doubt that synchronicities start to happen. And there's no big deal if you feel like you've engineered those synchronicities, or that you're stretching and reaching for meaning within synchronicities, because it's all in service of making your dreams real, making your dreams a reality. And we know from brain science that our brains work in interesting ways when we give it a task. If you give it a task at night, you're probably going to wake up in the morning with more of a solution, because you've given your brain a task to try and find the problem. And we know that when we put our attention on something like, oh, I want to buy this new car, we know that our brain is searching for patterns. It's not that suddenly everyone in your neighborhood has bought that dream car. It's just that you're more aware of it. So we know we know our brain works in that way anyway. So why not reverse engineer that and do a dream board and train our brain to look for those opportunities? Because when we do that, we're more likely to take action on them when opportunities come to us, because we believe that they are for us. And so that's a really simple kind of view on my aspect, my kind of philosophy on manifesting is it's making it real. And you can do so many practical things to make it real for you in your brain before it's real for you in reality.
And so what's like a good first thing that someone can do who wants to kind of, work towards manifesting more money? What's something that people can kind of start to do today?
Okay, super, super, super simple. Everyone can do this, like literally today. So think about the amount of money that you want to either manifest or make in a year. Mm-hmm. Okay, and this actually could be a really hard step for some people. I said it like, oh, it's really easy. That might be a step where people go, I don't even like to say that out loud, right? I don't even want to tell my brain that I want that. And there's a really, really simple reason for this. You think of every single birthday party you've ever gone to in your life.
Yeah.
Right? The kid blows out the candle and then everyone says, make a wish, but don't tell anyone or it won't come true. So many of us don't even want to admit to the universe, even to someone else, but admit to the universe that's how much we want to make. So if you're even stuck on that first step, go and read my book. Go read Get Rich Lucky Bitch and figure out some of the reasons why you might be scared to even pick a number. But if you can do that and you can pick a number, the second thing to do, which is super important, is to change your password on anything that you use on a daily basis to your income goal. Yeah. So easy to do, but you're going to be typing that in so many times a day. And the first a couple of weeks that you do that, you're going to be like, this is so unrealistic. Yuck. That's so unrealistic. Oh, yuck. Yeah. And then you'll be like, hang on, that sounds okay. Hang on, that sounds okay. That sounds okay. Maybe I could do that. And you might think it's such a small little thing. Why would it make any type of difference at all? But, if I said to you, you had to meditate 100 times a day, you wouldn't be able to do it. No. If I said to you, you had to sit and think about your goal for 17 seconds, that's what I've heard in a personal development book. If I said you had to sit down and think about your goal really hard for 17 seconds, 50 times a day, you wouldn't be able to do it. But you're doing that action anyway. So why not layer in something that is going to train your brain to believe something is different for you?
I love that. And I actually changed my passwords a couple of years ago, not to my money goal actually, but to a positive affirmation rather than just like dog 1, 2, 3. I changed it to be like a favorite quote or whatever. But I love this idea of changing it to be a money goal so that you're subconsciously telling your brain regularly that's relevant to your life. I love that. That's really cool.
It sounds so silly, but like, I just want everyone to do it. And I remember thinking one time I had a new income goal and my friend was like, what are you going to do first to manifest this goal? And I was like, I'm going to update my password. And she went, what? And I said, honestly, that is something that, you can just do so easily. And it doesn't hurt you to do it. So why not try it? And then you layer in other stuff as well.
And what other stuff is useful? So that's like, I love that tip. That's a really tangible one, making your password related to money. Are there any other kind of like baby steps that people can kind of take in everyday life?
Absolutely. So think about other things that you look at a million times a day. Your phone screen.
Right.
So what's on your phone screen? And people can type that in if you're commenting along. What's on your phone screen at the moment? And some of you've got useless pictures of your kids or your pets. And I'm only joking, but from a manifesting point of view, that's really valuable real estate because you're picking up your phone. I think I've heard the stats like something like 200 times a day, right?
Crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really super valuable real estate to train your brain to believe something about yourself. At the moment, mine has a goal, a particular goal for me about selling my next book, who I want to sell it to, how much I want to sell it for, and I've got a picture. It could be that you have a beautiful picture of your kids. There's nothing wrong with that, but you could overlay some text on it. Yeah. That could be your income goal, or it could be a family goal. You might have a goal to take your kids to Disneyland, or you might have a goal to start a business, or for your partner to come work in your business with you, or whatever it is. But if you're picking up your phone every day, you may as well have your goal on there. And you can do the same thing with your computer screen as well. And also a lot of people have a lot of smart TVs at the moment where you can choose what the screensaver is on your TV.
Yeah.
So you can change your screensavers on your desktop, on your TV. You can have your laptop screen say something different when you log in versus when it's on sleep. There's so many different things that you can do. Back in the day when I was starting this work, I didn't have a fancy phone and I didn't have a fancy laptop. Yeah. So I actually did old school. I created a dream board and printed it out. Like I created it on whatever software I was using at the time, printed it out, and I would put it in unexpected places. So on the inside of my kitchen cabinets, I would open the kitchen cabinet and go, oh my God, my dream board. I would, where else did I have it? When I had a job at the time, I printed out and put it on my desk drawer. Mm-hmm. So every time I opened my desk drawer, it'd look like I was looking for like pencils or something, but I was just like, I'll be there soon. Dream. This is my life. Yes. And, dream boards were really popular probably about 4 or 5 years ago. People were talking about them a lot. Yeah. And then I found that recently people haven't been mentioning them that much. And I think it is because we have so much visual stuff coming at us all the time that we can actually use technology for dream boards instead. Mm-hmm. So you can use, you can have an Instagram collection. Yeah. That is just pictures of things that inspire you. But if you print them out, there's something different about seeing them in unexpected places. Yeah. You can have a Pinterest board that is purely about one of your dreams. So, there's so many different ways we can use technology at the moment, but don't forget about the old school ones as well.
I love that. And actually one of my English teachers from high school, she used to tell us to print out our speeches and put it in like a plastic envelope and stick it to the wall in the shower so that while you were showering, you could see it and learn your speech. And I can see something like that being applicable here as well, like printing the vision board, putting it in a plastic sheet, sticking it to the wall in the shower as well. So when you're washing your hair or whatever, it's kind of, again, sending you that subliminal message.
I love that one. Yeah, that's really cool. I like to draw my goals in a shower steam too.
Oh yeah, on your kind of the glass of the shower. Nice.
Yeah, or you can use soap to do it. But I think what the point we're trying to get across here, guys, is that you have to kind of bombard yourself with positive messages, especially if you've got a really big goal that you want to manifest, or particularly now when we have so many negative messages coming towards us. And, I'm there as well, scrolling on Twitter and getting freaked out. And then I have to remind myself, no, it's really important for me to protect myself and protect my energy. So think about what you're listening to in your car. Have some positive podcasts that make you feel good. And then you can still listen to the new stuff, but just limit your exposure to it, because at the moment, a lot of us are watching it in real time, whereas really we could catch up even once every couple of hours and we wouldn't miss a thing. But it's trying to have as many touch points as possible. And I like to have them as automatic as possible as well, so I don't have to think about them. I have pop-ups that come up on my calendar that say, congratulations, you've sold 1 million copies of your book. Things like that you can do once and it will just pop up again and again, and it will really, really help you.
No, I love that. And we've had a couple of messages on Instagram from people who are talking about they're loving your message, Denise, and they've got on their phone screen, one woman was saying she has a quote on her phone screen that says, take that leap of faith. So again, just kind of reiterating to herself on her phone all the time.
I love that. Hey guys, everyone who's listening, screenshot your phone screen thing and send it to me on Instagram. I would love to see it. My Instagram is @DeniseDT, for those of you guys don't know. But I would love to see it. It makes me so happy and excited to see what other people are manifesting. And sharing it with other people is actually another anchor, right? Because it brings someone else into your dream.
Yeah.
And they'll believe you. And then if one other person believes you and then another person, you'll start to believe it yourself too.
I love that. Well, that's a great challenge to potentially leave everyone with is change your password. Don't screenshot your password and send us that. We don't need to know your password, but do
Tell me.
Yeah.
I won't tell anyone.
Do screenshot your positive affirmation on your phone or your desktop so that we can repost it. at Denise DT is Denise on Instagram, and we are at PepTalkHer. And Denise, if everyone wants to keep in touch with you, what's the best way to kind of learn about the Money Boot Camp and kind of hear about all the amazing books that you're keeping on publishing?
Oh, thank you. So I'm at denisedt.com, and it's the same for all my social handles at Denise DT. I'm on Instagram probably the most, rather than Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
And I love hearing from what you guys are doing. I love when people screenshot my book and send me the chapter that they're reading. I love seeing people's books with highlighters in them and post-it notes and all the things. And I love seeing people's beautiful faces too. Oftentimes people send me a picture of like my book, and I'm like, I want to see a picture of you in my book too. That makes me happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, Denise, we're so grateful that you could join us today to talk about those amazing practical tips that people can kind of take to kind of help grow their money mindset, especially at the moment. We're really grateful for you taking the time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this has been fun. I'm just going to end our Instagram live. And for everyone on the Zoom call, thank you so much for joining. We'll be back same time again tomorrow for the Daily Power Pep Talk. And I will send around a link to Denise's book and to the Money Boot Camp as well for anyone who's interested in more info. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Bye,
Meggie.
guys.
Bye. Thank you.